For the past couple of years, there has been a small movement within the NASCAR community to shorten the length of each race. Now that NASCAR has recently been given the excuse to use shorter races in its revised 2020 schedule, NASCAR fans have gotten a taste of what a shorter race can bring to the table, and so far, at least in my opinion, it's been nothing but good.
Lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the...
What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about why NASCAR should shorten some of its races. Not all, just a couple of its races. I know some people don't like the idea of that, but just a couple of races shouldn't hurt. I'm not saying the Coke 600 needs to be shortened or anything like that. It needs to stay the same, and you'll see why in a little bit, but I'm saying some of these kind of mediocre races should be shortened. But anyways, we're going to be talking about why NASCAR should shorten some of its races, and not necessarily, like, I'm not saying that they have to, but what the argument is for that. But if you guys do enjoy, make sure you like, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below your guys' thoughts. Let me know what you guys think on this topic. And yeah, that's all I got. 3 videos, 3 days. It's been a while. There was a stretch where I was doing that during quarantine. So maybe we're getting on the hot streak. I don't know. I don't have any video ideas for tomorrow, but we'll just have to wait and see. The reason that these shorter races, at Charlotte and Darlington have been so entertaining is because it brings about a sense of urgency that, you don't have in a 500-mile race. Please ignore the fact that this is an old picture, but it's really the only rain delay picture I could find that wasn't furry, fuzzy, whatever. But anyways, think about when there is the threat of a rain delay, threatening the end of the full-length race, of like a 500, 400-mile race. But think about when that happens. You see a lot of people trying a bunch of different strategies, and you see a bunch of people scratching and clawing for every single position they can get. They become more aggressive because they know that we don't have that much time, and you see that happen at the end of races. No matter what the length is, you see that aggression. Well, when you make the race 300 miles and you shorten it, it's the same concept. You see but you see that aggression really throughout the race pretty much. Probably by stage 2 you see people trying to get up in position. So that's where the shortened races come in. You see more urgency out of the drivers because they know they don't have as much time to get to the front of the field. So they drive with more urgency, they drive more aggressively, they try new strategies. So it brings a lot of different things to the table opposed to your longer races. And if you're looking for an example, while it is a small sample size, both Charlotte and Darlington, their shorter racing counterparts, both are considered to be better races than the longer 500 and 600 mile races held at those tracks. So I don't know, it might be a coincidence, it's only 2 races, but in my opinion it's more than that. Here's something I want you guys to think about. What makes the Coke 600 so special? I can tell you for sure it's not because of the door-to-door amazing racing that happens there. Because yes, there are instances of great races. At every track there's an instance of a great battle, a great finish, a great race. You can go anywhere. But it's definitely not the consistent theme for the Coke 600. The reason it is held so high in regard is, one, because of the Memorial Day, but also because of its length. There is no other track on the schedule that holds a 600-mile race. Charlotte is the only one to do so, and that is why the Coke 600 is held in such high regard, because it is unique. And that's why I also like the Roval so much, because when you look at the addition of the Roval, because if you look at that second Charlotte date, it was just an average 400-mile, mile-and-a-half race. You put in the Roval, you spice things up, and now, in my opinion, you have a staple on the NASCAR schedule every year that at least myself, I am looking forward to every year. And I can tell you this much, I was not looking forward to that 400-mile, just regular Charlotte race year in and year out, like, as much as I do the Roval. And it's only been in here for what, 2 seasons? But shortening the race gives the race its own identity. But when you look at these cookie cutter tracks, they're all about 400 miles, they're all a mile and a half long, and there's really no diversity between them. I would say Atlanta, because of its tire wear, kind of gets its own little spot on the schedule, its own little unique racing, because you have the different strategies there. You have just a lot of stuff there. Atlanta's a great track. Las Vegas usually is a pretty good track. Kansas usually produces good finishing because it's because the high line works there and the inside line. It's a multi-groove track is what I'm trying to say. Chicagoland as well. But when you look at tracks like Texas and Kentucky, those are tracks that don't usually produce that well of racing. So maybe those are tracks that should look into shortening from 400 to 300 for at least one, for Texas, at least one of its races. I really want Texas because I'm one of Texas' biggest haters out there. So at the very least, at least I don't get to see Texas for that long as the 400. But I do think it would improve the racing, because if you look at Charlotte's a track that I don't really like the racing there, but I'm never going to actually think about taking it off the schedule because of the Coke 600 and its importance. But it really improves Charlotte's racing, and I think Texas, it can improve its racing there as well. So something that Texas should maybe consider. But when you look at those tracks, they don't hold. Nobody's really excited to go to Texas or Kentucky or Pocono or Michigan. Those are tracks that maybe should think about shortening their races. And obviously nothing's set in stone, but Pocono already is with that double header. Oh my God, 2 Pocono races in one. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic, but 2 Pocono races in one weekend. Hopefully, these shorter races will make for a better product, because it's proven good so far. That'll be honestly the ultimate test there. Pocono, one of the most boring tracks on the schedule, getting a shorter race. If that makes the race interesting, well, then it can make just about any race interesting. So, but yeah, just something to think about. Some tracks that maybe should think about it. I'm not saying that all tracks should, shorten their schedule, but or shorten their schedule, shorten their race. I'm not saying all of them should do it, but a couple would make for a unique race that's different from others, and that's something that you really want to see in NASCAR.
I miss the old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye, chop up the soul Kanye, set on his goals Kanye, I hate the new.
So at the end of the day, it just brings a lot of diversity to the schedule. It brings more diversity, not a lot, but more diversity to the schedule than we already have, and I don't see, with the success that it's already been, I don't see why it would make it any worse. So I would say I don't see any reason why it shouldn't happen. Obviously, it's just kind of easier said than done. But yeah, like I said earlier, though, if Pocono becomes a good race, any race can become better by this. So I'll actually be interested to see how Pocono goes. But another little added bonus here is that it could help with casual fans. I know that shouldn't be a reason to do it, but it could help with casual fans. That's something that we kind of need. We don't have many of those in NASCAR, so getting more casual fans, appealing to those, is also an added bonus. Hello, this is post-editing LFC here. I didn't record an outro, so be sure to let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoy, make sure you leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below your guys' thoughts on making shorter races. I'm sure there'll be a lot of conflicting opinions there, so be sure to let me know what you guys think. And that's all I got for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.